Okay, so we should be live again. And the last VOD, I just want to say, we just got to put it up for the city. Straight up. Because it ended off, I was in the restroom, honestly. I was brushing my teeth, and I kind of went over the VOD, so it probably ended off with, like, absolutely nothing. But that's okay. It doesn't even matter. It's not like... Anyways, this VOD, though, is titled, and it's going to be a short... Again, simple truth here, but I just want to share, again, my perspective of the simple truth when it comes to this game. And just so we know it is locked in time, let's put this on the screen. Curiosity killed the cat. And I think this is one, when it comes to this game and what you're chasing, curiosity does kill the cat. And I think it is good to be curious. Don't get me wrong. And I think asking questions is really important for what you're trying to do, but asking the right questions is also even more important. And, having some level of curiosity is a good trait. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely curious about a lot of things and tend to ask questions, but try to make sure I'm asking the right questions and figure out what the right questions are. But I think where I'm really trying to get at here is there's levels of curiosity and there's levels of there's levels of especially in this field of work, okay? We're looking at it from the perspective of entertainment and the perspective of not only entertainment, but the perspective of, music and, the symbolism and story that goes into this. And I think when you get too attached to the perspective of the audience, or the perspective from the audience, high levels of curiosity can be some level of distraction. And in this game, the idea at times is to make curiosity, some type of effect here, right? Like you want to create your own curiosity. You want to create your own type of and this sounds kind of crazy to say, but in a way, when you're creating your own type of curiosity, you're actually, and I think killing the cat is a bad term, but you're able to, inspire and I think give people an idea of, how they can take that curiosity into their own perspective. But what I'm really trying to get across, though, is too high levels of curiosity and letting that sit in your mind and linger in your mind is really time consuming, because I'm sure, as far as it goes for me right now, I'm 25, but I can study somebody I'm just gonna use I'm gonna use Ye as an example, right? I can study somebody like Ye and be curious about the movements he's made, and be extremely curious about the movements he's made for a very long time, because he's been playing for so long. So I can, like truly, 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 like waste hours on hours on hours on hours on trying to, in a way, get an idea for bro's story, right? When the important thing is your own story, right? The important thing is your own creation, your own inputs. And I think that is, and again, I'm just using Ye as an example, but there's many of these characters that have really deep stories that you can, again, get lost in for hours, days, even weeks, even, that have some level of curiosity that can, again, run extremely deep and kill your own cat. And if you are killing your own cat through high levels of curiosity and high levels of inspection on somebody's creation, I think it affects your creation, right? And I think it's important to, again, study these things and have some level of curiosity. But too much of this is time consuming, and too much of the inputs from it, at times you come to realize, you're not talking to and he's not talking to you, right? You're not talking to the founder of it. You're just absorbing the output. And I think that simple truth is where, the curiosity, in a way, is just opinion and rumor, and there's not full truth based upon it, based on the words from the actual character, because, again, you're consuming an output. Even right now, you're consuming an output, right? And I think your curiosity of even this output, again, like, I know far into the future, I'm just like a speck of intelligence, I feel like, right? A speck of a character that, clearly is doing something that nobody's doing in my now. And building out a profile that nobody's built before, right? Like, there's some uniqueness to it, which I think there is some value attached to it. But, I don't expect you to be too curious about it, right? And, don't take too many things, broadly, and follow me as some type of yeah, like some type of thing that far into the future I know that you can outdo everything that I've done, right? And I don't even know in your now, let's say even a decade from now, like the speed at which humans will be able to input it might be fucking 10x of what it is right now. It might be 100x, it might be 1,000x of what you're able to input. And let's say like even 100 years from now. 10 years is kind of brief, but 100 years from now, your inputs could probably be on a completely different scale, right? So I don't expect, again, my 2025 fucking speech to hold tremendous amounts of weights in your fucking dome. But I definitely think, regardless of it though, the curiosity of, one specific character, one specific story, even the curiosity of like, some type of biblical story, I think actually, you see it in my time right now, how much biblical story consumes somebody's mind. and consume somebody's time when it's like we live in the now, right? Like, I guess in a way some of these people are like profiting off of like monetizing some type of lesson or whatever the fuck why ever they feel the need to retell their perspective of a biblical story. But in a way, like when you're just retelling a story that already existed, like we're not going to remember the guy reading the book, right? We remember the guy that made a new book. And I think that is the simple truth here, right? Like, if you get too curious about one person's story, the book that you're trying to write, it's harder to make because you're not connected to, you know, the knowing of yourself, the God within you that is writing something. So, as it stands, curiosity killed the cat. And I don't want to, again, leave it on an idea that levels of curiosity are not important to keep, and asking questions is important. Asking the right questions is important. Knowing what the questions should be is important. But where I want to get it is at high levels of your own storytelling and high levels of your own inputs. It's dangerous to fall into a story and, you know, waste your life as some type of reenactor of the story, right? You want to, again, create your own, I assume. So, let's, I guess, leave it at that.